So we are at the start for the Ireland Challenge Cup. That is the event for student women's eights. Over on the far side of the picture on the Berkshire station, it's University of London B crew. And on this near side, it is Imperial College London, closest to the island.
It's a battle of the student clubs, battle of the tideway. Dare I say it, battle of the scientists. 6 scientists in Imperial and 5 in the University of London. All of these women, student athletes, students with full-time studying and the demanding rigours of an aggressive training programme to put them on this stage at Henley.
I wouldn't like to pick the winners of this one because ULB, they had 2 or 3 of the, UL's athletes were out of their A crew racing in the cup over in Washington, and then they came back in. So the B crew have had more athletes come in since they last raced at the Bucks Championship. So this is a very, very strong UL squad, coached, of course, by Tom Gale, I believe, or
I think Stu Pearce is the UL coach for the women as well, I think. Yeah, and credit to him and the work he's been doing there. I can see that our women's squad at the University of London, they've had a big credit to him and saying that the women's squad wouldn't be what it is without him. So credit to all that work that he's put in with all of those University of London coaching staff. And it looks like UL have what looks like about a length of lead over IC.
I think you might be over-exaggerating that one, Cam. I should say that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this Henley Royal Regatta presentation of day 2 of Henley, Cam Nicol is a confirmed purple man. He is from UL.
Total professional though, so never biased. And I'm wearing my Molesey blazer today.
So the women from Imperial College, it's great to see them competing back at Championship 8's level. This is the fastest university crew at the women's head of the river. And just missed a place in the A final of Women's Championship 8 at Bucks. And they have hung on to University of London B crew. But I think it's a comment on the strength of University of London rowing and their coaching team that they've got there. That an 8 like this can absolutely get in front and just keep their bows ahead of Imperial College.
This is going to be a humdinger of a race as we come through towards the enclosures. It looks as though there is a canvas of lead from UL over to the IC crew, and both crews looking very tidy to my eyes on the screen. Nice catches from all 8 oars in the IC boat, and those purple blades from UL pushing through the water really nicely.
So the crew on the right of your picture, Zahir Ali, the coxswain, urging her crew on. She can see they're only a canvas down on their rivals from University of London B. It is neck and neck in this race. Elizabeth Witt in the stroke seat of Imperial is going through the gears, backed up by Laura Ellington. Daisy Bethnal behind her, Lucinda Dowles in the engine room. They want something from the big women in the stern of this 8, don't they, Cam? University of London perhaps just keeping out ahead of their opponents from Imperial College, but this is one of the closest races of the day.
Yeah, and this is where we really come into the business end of the race, and as my old coach Jürgen would say, we've got to keep your hand in the flame. Who can get away from that fire? Who can hold their hand in the flame and make sure that you're pushing all the way towards that line, not yielding even for one stroke, just staying in the rhythm, not ahead of the boat, not behind the boat, just in the rhythm of the crew. And it's those that won't crack that will get those bows across the line first. This is going to the wire.
University of London on the right of your picture, Rihanna McCormack, Tilly Ottenshaw, Denise Martin Mers, Alexandra Hollis, Emma Lowe, Georgie Banton, Yona Dixon, Selena Jones, and the Cox, Darcy Burkitt. They have led this race through the middle. They have withstood the challenge of Imperial College, but Imperial are going to throw everything at them in the last part of this race. Absolutely throw everything at them. Lizzie Witt, the stroke, she is an under-23. She came 3rd in the stroke side of the under-23 GB trials. She's got the experience under pressure. Can she produce it now?
Just listen to the crowd in the background. You can just hear the enclosures starting to come into this race. It's about drowning that noise out and focusing on that woman in front of you, listening to the cocks, listening to the calls that come through, making no mistakes and ensuring every single stroke counts.
University of London just maintaining that very slight lead over the women from Imperial College. University of London have got just under a length's lead. A look across from Zahir Allah confirms that they are going to win this race if they can keep clean in the last few strokes. Here they come, approaching our commentary position. University of London on that Berkshire side. They will take the race. They have held off every challenge that Imperial College could throw at them. They win by, well, it's about 2/3, 3/4 of a length. A very close race.
Well rode UL. Top race from both crews.
Confirmation of the result there. ULB beat IC London in a heat of the Ireland Challenge Cup. Wow, wasn't that exciting?